Welcome back to the Past My Prime live YouTube channel. Dustin Prime here. And if you're just joining me, well, this is the first long form video besides travel and things like that I've put on this channel. Without further ado, I got a stack here of different mail day items that I'd gotten in for like the past, probably about 2 or 3 weeks or so. And I'm still waiting on some more, but they're coming in probably the next like week or so. I think probably about like 10 more letters / packages, some from overseas as well. So once I get those in, I'll probably be making a follow-up of another big mail day video, but I also have a lot of shorts and things like that to make. So let's get into it and start cracking these open. I'll try not to dox these folks here. So let me get these out of the way and we'll get started. So this first one right here, is from BC Gaming, and I do not know what's in like any of these. I don't remember. I purchased the stuff, and mainly these are from TCGplayer.com and also eBay, some different eBay stores, some a little bit more that I have a history with that I can trust, so I've used them, and I really haven't had any problems getting stuff from any of these sellers on eBay. And if an issue does come up on TCG Player, they've always handled it like almost immediately. Like the second I send a message, hey, there was a card missed in this order, or hey, you guys sent the wrong card. I mean, I've had really good luck, great sellers, and they would do a refund almost immediately. And a lot of times it's just, hey, it's our mistake. We don't want to spend, the shipping and send you out something else. So just keep the mistake and we'll refund you your money. So definitely can't complain about that. But all right, let's get into this first one here. So like I said, no clue what to really expect. All right, this one's packed pretty good. And it's always, oh, there we go. So that's what we got. The Giovanni from the, and the Giovanni's Rockets Mewtwo. I forgot, yeah. I got both these, and I think it auto-carded them both to this same seller. So could have sealed this up a little bit better, but I think this one's going to be a wash in terms of this top loader. It's going to be so messed up once I get this tape and stuff off it that, yeah, I'll be chucking this one out for sure. That was pretty bad. Bad example for the first one. All right. Yeah, looks good. Very nice. No issues I can see. Nice. Awesome. Yeah, it looks great. And one thing I would definitely say if you do go this route with singles is to definitely have your own either like penny sleeves or inner sleeves. Like I like to use, kind of these like perfect fit KMCs, because a lot of times you will get top loaders and sleeves that are really messy, and you're definitely not going to want to put them in with your other stuff. So just get ready to get rid of those and put them in something that's fresh. All right, this next one's from James Highland. Yeah, like I said, no idea what's in here, so let's go. I like the mail day stuff because it's almost like you're doing a freaking wonder pick or a wonder trade. You don't know what you're gonna get. Something's coming. Oh, nice. And let me just double check here. So yeah, this should have been Metagross V and Necrozma V. And it does look like, yeah, that is what we got. Very nice. Oh, nice. And this is how I like to see them shipped, where they put them in like, one of these like card keepers, like a Vault X, or those other ones called a Card Saver, I think it is. or if they load it with a piece of like the cardboard that's bigger that kind of covers the whole thing, and then you just tape the cardboard all together so it prevents like anything from hitting and impacting on the edges. But yeah, this was more than enough. You know, you put this in an envelope, you're really not going to have any problems. I would have said the only thing better to do here for sellers, or if you're going to sell singles by yourself and you don't want any problems, is if you do put it inside something like this too, I mean, even put it in a top loader as well, just for a little bit extra like rigidness. I mean, it's really not going to be so much of a cost to you, and you know, gives it a better presentation when you send a card out to someone and when they receive it. So boom, so that one was good. Two items there, and they both look great, and they're exactly what they were supposed to be. So nice. Let's get into the next one here. So this one's from Cheetah's Cards. Don't remember if I have bought from them before, but let's take a look here. All right, let's see. So this one was a 2-card as well, and let's see if we got them. Yes, Flygon V, and ooh, the suspense. I'll have to open this one up to double check. Yeah, these sellers right now are going kind of overboard with this tape here. It's like just put it in a sleeve, a top loader, and a card saver, and then you don't really have to worry about too much tape. And the second one, Crabominal V. There we go. Nice, nice. Both these look good. Awesome, no issues. Very nice. Sweet. That's another one down. Let's take a look. I'm gonna put the little stack right there. Awesome. And this next one's from DK Cards and Games. And so you might start to notice a little theme here that a lot of these cards have in common. And that'll be most of them being from Gloria Team Rocket, aka Destined Rivals, as it just released here in America, as well as older Vs, because there's a lot of Vs that I'm trying to catch up on. And this one should be 3 items. Let's take a look. Once again, crazy with the tape. Boom, and there we go, Talonflame. And yeah, they put him in a top loader. Oh, and so they did put some perfect fits on here. So there we go, boom. Talonflame V, Duraludon, and Lycanroc. Very nice, very nice. Doesn't look like any issues there. No issues there. And no issues there. Nice. And I would probably get crucified by a lot of fans online, but I really do, as you can see here, I enjoy the 3D like full art prints. You know, these super rares, SRs by like 5-Band and Planeta. I really do like those compared to some of the illustration rares. And a lot of people complain because they think, oh, you know, they're using the 3D models and stuff from the games, or they're just using these cheap 3D models. The reason I do like them a lot is because usually they are very well like centered. Boom, like here is the Pokemon in question in some sort of, you know, like action stance. You know, they're kind of posed up or getting ready to do an attack. You know, a lot of times on the illustration rares, I think the illustrations are great on them, but I think they leave a lot to be desired with kind of getting to see the featured Pokemon. I mean, while, you know, the art might be really great on a lot of them, sometimes it's like, you know, you'll have a big scene and the Pokemon will only be like this big, or they'll be over here, or they'll have their back turned or something like that. And it's like you really don't get to kind of see them featured, which, I mean, you know, you might enjoy that. You might like to see them more in their environment and things of that nature. But I really like to see them, boom, close up, like bang, right there, taking up the whole card almost, you know. I think it looks great. So I do really appreciate the SRs. You know, I got another little stack over here. Like, I mean, look at that. It's like, that is Lugia for sure. Boom, like right there. But anyways, back to the next one. This is from Big City Cards. Once again, no idea what's in this one. Probably some sort of V or part of the Gloria Team Rocket set. So let's see here. All right, so this one should have been 3 items as well. So let us see. Bang, right there, nice. And so what else we got in here? Oh, nice. Got the Archie and Proton, very nice. And yeah, so see, they just pulled right out of the pulled right out of the sleeves that were inside that top loader. But very nice, doesn't look like any issues. Awesome. So yeah, I'll put them in those KMCs here as soon as I'm done with the video. Yeah, it looks great. And you know, kind of same thing with the trainers. I love like the SRs for the trainers more than I like the special illustration rares for the different trainers. Like if you've seen, you know, the new N from Black Bolt and White Flare, you know, the SR N looks really, really good. You know, he's kind of in a pose, has his hand out, kind of classic N, you know, mystique and things like that. But then the SRR, which a lot of people are going to be after as well, you know, it's just pretty much his profile and his head with, you know, his hat on. He's kind of looking up at them with the amusement park in the background from, you know, the scenes, if you remember them from Black and White the game. But, you know, he's a cool character, and so it feels odd to see him just resolve to just his head. So that's why I really, really like the full art trainers like this too, where at least, you know, you almost get their whole body and you can kind of see them right dead set in the center of the card. Looks awesome. And yeah, looking good here too. Sweet. All right, on to the next one. This one's from Clever Bay LLC. All right, let's go. And what do we got in here? Oh, okay, only one, no packing slip. So I'll have to look this one up to make sure. Huh, and this one might be a duplicate. I will have to go back and check. Ah, yes, another Lycanroc. So I'm gonna go back and check on this. All right, so let's see what we got here. Oh, nice. So somehow I got that extra Lycanroc in there, so I'll take care of him later, but awesome. Delmise. The texturing on that, I mean, look at that texture. That looks so awesome. And I know there's a lot of Delmise fans out there. I think it's a great Pokemon. Cool design, cool idea. You know, you got to think somewhere at the bottom of the sea, there's just all these Pokemon anchors just sitting around these ghost types. Very weird, but really cool idea. And I like, you know, how they've been shown in the TCG Pocket where he's kind of throwing the anchor out to attack. It's really, really awesome. So sweet, looks great there. And Kurim. Awesome, looks great. And yeah, the hollow foil pattern on that is just sweet. All right, this next one, Grizzly Grow Games, another one I'm not familiar with. I think I might have bought from them before, but I don't remember. So let's see what's inside this one. All right, did have the packing slip. Ah, and this one's got like envelope inside an envelope. Cut this one open. There we go. Oh, sweet. Bill's Transfer and Surfetched. Awesome. Awesome. So yeah, no packing list on that one. So let me, without going online and looking, I'll do that later. But for right now, let's just see what's in here. In case there was a third card kind of stuffed away. Like I said, I do not recall. Oh, look at this. And so this is great when the sellers put a little pull tab before they pack it up. This is what you want to see. Protected in a top loader, inside a smaller envelope, inside of a bigger envelope. You know, if they would have used a little piece of cardboard, that would have worked out great too, but awesome. So let's see. Nope, just the two of them. So yeah, like I said, I'll go back and double check, make sure I didn't forget a card that I had in this batch order, but yeah, looks great. And I just recently picked up a Bill's Maintenance, so you might have seen that short, you know, a previous Bill card from a few years ago, and that one looks great too. That one's worth a lot more, but this Bill's Maintenance, also had to have him. I mean, he's the OG, he's the Bill, and of course, the Surf Etched in all his glory with the foot-long sub and the big gulp. Gotta love it. All right. On to the next one. This is from Slab Hobby. And yeah, I do think I've bought from Slab Hobby before. They did the old tape inside. I don't know why you guys do that. You don't really need to. A humongous piece of tape. So now, yeah, you run into this type of fiasco where it's like, there's no way to take this apart. You literally just have to like rip it apart like an ape. So they did include a tracking slip in this one, and it would be 3 items. Let's see what it was. And so yeah, now look, boom, there we go. Dragonite V. We got all this tape. So much tape. So much tape. Don't need to waste all this tape. For what? For him to move around? It wasn't gonna move around. And it's in a top loader, so it's fine. Oh, and there we go. Starmie V. Awesome, awesome. But like we said, this was 3 items, so I think we got something else in here. 1, 2. Let me just double check that. No, I do remember. So what happened here, and I can see they put a little check mark on the 3rd item to cross it off. They actually didn't have that other card, which it would have been Volcarona. And I remember they sent me a message like right away saying, oh, we don't have that one in stock, so we're shipping out your other cards and we'll refund you the money right away. So was a problem, and they already took care of it and sent it straight off to me and performed the refund on the card they didn't have. So nice, nice. Both look good. Dragonite looks really good. Something I did notice when I was looking at these Starmie Vs, and also on eBay when I was looking at them, a lot of people had it pictured of their Starmie V, like, you know, not even using a stock image of the one that they actually had, is the print lines, like these roller lines. So many of the auctions and the buy it nows on there. Oh, look at that hollow pattern. That is just sweet. Those circles. So many of them had these like roller line right there, the exact same spot as kind of this one. And so it almost just seemed like that was like the norm on so many of these, but it's not too bad. I mean, this is like a $3 card, so it's nothing special. All of these cards are kind of like that, you know. The Gloria Team Rocket ones are, of course, a little bit more just because they're brand new, but these are all, you know, cheaper cards too. And that's another reason why I don't really chase the SIRs and things like that, because sometimes the price on them is just ridiculous, whereas you can get, you know, full arts for very cheap. I mean, I would say most of them you can get for under $5, $4. Some of them will be a little bit more, but if you look around, you can find them for very, very cheap, especially in English or Japanese. This next one's from Hoffman's Collectibles. So let's see here. All right, what we got? Nice, got a little thank you card there. And no packing slip, so I will have to see. Oh, boom, Rotom right there. Let's see what else is in here. But once again, a lot of tape. It almost has a card saver inside one of those sleeved little envelopes. Luckily enough, it seems like most of the tops here were not affected. Stunfisk. Something else is back there. Ooh, Chandelure. Nice. What else? Oh, sweet. Sharon. Awesome, awesome. I think that's it inside there. Let me just double check. Yeah, just so the two of them in there. Awesome, awesome. Actually, I'm gonna take that out so we can review at the end. And then Rotom and the Stunfisk. Let's see. Oh, and a very happy Raichu right here at the back as well. Awesome, they look great. And so see, this is what I mean. You know, both these, you can see these, they have that kind of that greenish yellow background to them. But even here on the Rotom, these lines are kind of part of the holographic art. You know, he's kind of in some sort of cyberspace. Raichu's kind of like launching out these zigzags for like the lightning electric type. But if you compare it against this Starmie, you can see those like roller lines. And like I said, it was like almost every Starmie I looked at had that roller line right there across the top and down on the side. So really strange. If I ever see one in person, I'll probably take a look to see theirs closer. But yeah, those look great as well. Awesome. Put it back there. A few more to go. So yeah. Another thing is too, all Japanese. I'm not collecting English anymore. So this is from Kashmir Games. No clue what's in here. So the main reason for that is just because Japanese cards have a little bit better quality. The texturing looks a little bit better sometimes. And for the most part, they're cheaper in most respects. All right, this should be 3 items. Let's see what we got. Boom, and there we go. Magearna, looking great. So let's crack this open. And I had recently just got that Magearna EX. Can't even remember if I made a short for that one yet, but looked absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite cards ever. The Magearna EX just looks so detailed, and it's so like in your face. Even more so than the V version. But I think this V version is really, really good as well. So there's the Magearna, and what else we got? Oh, Decidueye. The Hisuian form looks awesome. Very, very nice. Yeah. And it might look like there's a little, some issues here, but it's just the sleeve. You know, it's just the penny sleeve. So I'll be swapping all those out with fresh ones anyways. The perfect fit style. Very, very nice. And Heatran. Awesome. Looks great. And yeah, same thing. Swap out the top loader as well. All right, next, Green Tree Sports. I don't remember if I've ordered from them. This one should be 3 items as well. Let's take a look. Ooh, the Grimmsnarl VMAX, the shiny, and Conkeldurr. Such a, I'll use the word weird Pokemon. Some people might say stupid. Yeah, I can agree with that. Very, has a very weird look to about him. So let's see, that other one should be in here. Try not to scuff anything up here with my fingers. All right, and there's that Conkeldurr, looks great. And Drasha, another trainer card. Very nice. So I do have a lot of trainers. I really appreciate the trainers, like I said, especially when they're in the full art form like this. And just because, I mean, you know, they're characters in the game that are, you know, pretty important. So I really like it when they make the trainer cards out of them. Probably in a future video I'll do a review of all the different trainer cards that I have and just kind of go through them since I've restarted collecting again. So very nice there. And this is not Conkeldurr, this is still the Grimmsnarl. Awesome. And yeah, I wish that they had a 5-ban of Grimmsnarl, not in the VMAX mode and not in the shiny mode, but they don't. They, I think, have, or they do, but it's just not the SR type. And so it's not as like boom in your face like I mentioned about really liking the SRs. So sweet, another one down, and it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to go. 6 to go. Yeah, Columbus Card Shop from Ohio. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, this one's kind of like packed. All right, so this one should just be one card. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Boom. Hovey. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And I do like this too. A lot of times, you know, sellers will throw in like a sleeve from one of like the ETBs or something like that. So, you know, it's just kind of like a nice little extra when they pack it up. And yeah, this looks great. I'll pop it out of here real quick. Yeah, it looks really good. Very, very nice. And like I was mentioning about the prices, I do remember that this one was a little bit more pricey. I think this was closer to about like $9 or so. But you know, popular Pokemon from the Gold and Silver era, so kind of has that little expectation on the price tag that you might expect, but no problem there. So far only one little mix-up, and this was probably my error because I had most likely accidentally added that Lycanroc twice in the cart and didn't see it as I was checking out, so paid for it twice, but whatever. Like I said, I think it was between some of the different shops that I was browsing, it was like $2 or $1.50, you know, maybe $3 at the most for that card. This one doesn't have a card shop name, so just from a seller. Maybe this one's from eBay, maybe, we'll see. Let's take a look, just one item. Ooh, this is gonna be one that I've been waiting for sure. Oh, very nice, the Giratina V. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we put the tab on it, but the tab was just stuck to the back. Wasn't on the sleeve. So now I gotta go in with my pincer fingers here, try and pull this guy out. Yeah, that's really, really dirty, so I'm definitely not holding on to that. Very, very nice. And much like the Magearna V that I just got, I had also I had gotten the Magearna V because I also just recently got that older Magearna EX, which looks amazing. I had also just recently got the first Giratina EX, which, you know, he's not in the Serpent form or Origin form as it's called. He's kind of in his big bug mode, the original mode. And what a great card that one is. And this one's just as good itself too. Very, very, very nice. And this one was more expensive. I do remember this one does have a much higher price tag on like eBay and TCG Player. I think it was around like 15 bucks. Some on eBay were I think like 25 bucks, but I did get this one from TCG Player, so very happy about that. All right, getting close to the end of the stack here. Paul's Gamer Zone. He's Elite Gamer. Guess he means gaming cards. The TCG, maybe Pokemon Online. Real gamer. Let's take a look how this gamer packed this. Paul's Gamer Zone. Okay, one item. And who do we got? Bang. Genesect V. This Genesect V looks so similar to the Genesect EX that's coming out in Black Bolt and White Flare. Very, very, very similar. Very nice. Looks great. And yeah, I think this was you know, a lot of people love Genesect. especially with all the lore behind him of, you know, is he the advanced Kabutops from the future type idea, you know. Awesome card. Very cheap too. I think this was like at $3, under $3. Looks awesome. Sweet. And getting closer to the end here. Oh, Dos Bros. And I can feel, see this is what I would want to avoid. See, it's like these little wings here. That. So what this is, I can feel top loader, not stuck together. They didn't use a piece of cardboard or something, so you get this like flappy, you know, flappy envelope that's just getting banged around in the mail instead of having everything kind of, you know, centered out. So this is from Dos Bros, not the burrito shop. This should be a 3-pack as well, so this is 3 items. Let's see, 3 items and 2 floppy top loaders. Ah, yes. Tapu Koko V. Nice, nothing there. Yeah, and it looks like it's in an inner sleeve. Let me look at this in a second. And Rillaboom. And, oh, there should be one more, right? Let me take a look here. Yes, there should. So, where is it? Let's take a look. Is it inside the top loader? But no, it doesn't feel like it. No, this is just the Rillaboom. Looks good. No issues there. But is it inside here? And so see, this is one thing that I don't like, is when people put a little piece of tape like this, some sort of little flap, but then this is the top of the card. So if this was an expensive card, that would really suck. But this is a pretty cheap item. But as you can see here, it's like the card is touching on that tape pretty much, because they didn't reverse put it in the top loader. Okay, so here's the other card, and there it is, the Grimmsnarl V from Planeta. Awesome. Looks great. I wish it wasn't the shiny. I wish he was his original, since I just got the shiny VMAX version, but can't complain. Great looking card. Great looking card. No damage to the top, which is where that tape was touching, so I do appreciate that. But now let's see if we can get this Tapu Koko out of here. There we go. Nice. Out of all the Tapu Island Guardians, the only one I like is Tapu Koko. Kind of the OG. Don't care for the other ones as much, but Tapu Koko, cool enough, I guess. So, sweet. And down to the bottom of the barrel here, ML Poke cards. So not necessarily a gamer like Paul's Gamer Zone. Let's see what we got. Well, least but not last, and this should be 2 items. And so what do we got? Stoutland. And looks awesome. Not even, oh, very cool hollow pattern. Very nice. You see that? It's almost like right there, it looks like a, you know, almost like that flag of flower shape. But wow, yeah, very, very nice. Not an expensive card either, but something I did want to add in. Very nice. Awesome. And boom, an OG Garchomp, one of my favorites. I feel like Garchomp doesn't get a lot of love. I feel like if you're a fan of Garchomp, you're a fan forever. Some people think it looks stupid, think it looks absolutely amazing. The OG Landshark, very, very cool. And a lot of Garchomp cards have recently gone up because of the popularity of, you know, Destined Rivals and Gloria Team Rocket, because of all the Cynthia cards and Cynthia's Garchomp. Looks like there's a little issue there. I'll take a look at that afterwards, but yeah, awesome. Awesome, awesome. And about the conditions, I mean, I'm only buying them if they say near mint. And you do have a lot of protection as a buyer. You know, if you're buying from eBay or TCG Player or something like that, You have all the protection pretty much as the buyer. If there's any sort of issue, you know, it's listed as near mint, or if the pictures are off, you'll get your money back, or you'll get some sort of resolution, or else it's going to be bad for the seller. And that's just because, you know, the platform, eBay or TCG Player, is putting all the onus on them. When you buy on TCG Player, for the most part, you're not going to see the exact card you're getting unless the seller specifically posts it on their listing. But usually it's just, you know, the generic uploaded scan of the card. But the condition will be there, you know, near mint Japanese, or lightly played, you know, American, or lightly played English for that matter. But on eBay, almost everybody uploads the pictures of the cards. So then if you were to get one and, you know, you're worried about singles, oh, am I gonna get what actually, you know, was shown? You can do a comparison. Hey, here's the picture from the listing, here's what I got. If it's not the same, I mean, you should say something. That's not to say you should be going out and trying to scam or, you know, get money back and just complain to try to get some sort of, you know, discount. That's pretty scummy, and that's happened to me before too. Back when I was selling all my old English cards, I had people doing that. You know, I would list them, and I would even say, hey, these are not graded. I would not consider this near mint. I would consider this maybe moderately played. And then I wasn't even using like lightly played, moderately played, near mint. I was just saying, hey, the condition's very good in my opinion. I'm not a collector, I'm not a grader in that sense, you know, looking for gotta be a PSA 10 perfect or anything. But I would show pictures of every single corner, front, back, you know, detail if there was any imperfection. And I would get a lot of people who, if it was an expensive card, like $100 card, they would send me back a message, oh, this was not listed as described, this is much worse condition, you know. They would show me, oh, there's this tiny, tiny, tiny little imperfection here that would be in the picture, and they would say, I need some sort of discount. And they would come back, and they would usually already have a number in mind. I don't even have to ask them. So if it was like a $100 card, they would come back and say, I need $10 off on this, you know, or 10%. And pretty much I have to give it to them because, you know, or else eBay will cause a fuss about it. So it's not even worth fighting. That's just part of selling singles. Yeah, don't do that to people. Don't try to take advantage and scam people. So last one we got here, and this one, this was one of the ones from Japan. Yeah, this is one of the ones from Japan, and I know exactly what this one is, and I've been waiting on this one for a while. This was one from eBay, not from TCG Player. I think all the ones from eBay are probably going to be in the next batch that start to arrive. But yeah, this is one I was expecting. Let's take a look. Oh, and that is one thing I've noticed. Buying cards from eBay sellers, Japanese eBay sellers, they take such good care to pack the item well. And a lot of times too, they'll always throw in like freebies. Like in one of my recent shorts, they had thrown in a whole, you know, a free pack, which it's only 5 cards and you don't know what's in it. And the pack rarity and things like that in Japan is not nearly as bad as it is in America. But yeah, you know, it's nice to get. I've had them include free cards, free other holographics. So that's nice. I've had like personalized notes with little drawings that the seller did on it. All right, here we go. And so yeah, this one, you know, it's in this sort of wrapping. You're probably familiar with this if you're a collector. So this is a promo, and who do we got? The Boss's Coffee. So if you hadn't seen this before, it was Suntory, which is a huge company in Japan that does all sorts of drinks, you know, coffees, snacks, and things like that. The Suntory Boss, it was Tommy Lee Jones for a lot of their commercials. You can look those up, they're pretty great. And so they recently had this to come out with Gloria Team Rocket. So it's got the little, you know, where you might expect to see like a Pokemon Center stamp or a tournament stamp or something like that. Instead, it is the Suntory Boss coffee logo. The boss of them all, of course. So the boss of them all in this sense is going to be Giovanni. So I'm not going to keep this sealed because I don't really give a fuck about that. I'm going to put it in a sleeve and then in a top loader to add it to the collection because I absolutely love Suntory coffee whenever I'm over in Japan. Nothing like getting a nice hot Suntory coffee from a konbini in Japan. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta get that. Giovanni drinking a nice cup of Suntory Boss, definitely. If they would have made it hollow, it would have been even better, but still, so cool. So cool to have this little like tie-in. If they did anything with like Family Mart or 7-Eleven, I'd have to get that too. That would be too much. But nice, nice. And yeah, look how well they packed all this. They put in the little inserts and everything like that. Super secure for one little promo. Awesome. So I will go back and review through, you know, my order history and stuff just to make sure that everything was good. But I think that the duplicate Lycanroc was the only issue. And that was my mistake, just because I probably had that added into the cart and didn't realize it. But let's see. So let's take a little review here. Garchomp, Stoutland, Tapu Koko, Grimmsnarl, Rillaboom, nothing on the back, Genesect, Giratina, Ho, very nice. The Grimmsnarl VMAX, awesome, awesome. Conkeldurr, what a Pokemon. Drasha, the Magearna V, very nice, and the Heatran on the back there. Decidueye, Hisuian form. Stunfisk, the Starmie with the roller lines as we discussed. The Rotom V. The Raichu V, very nice, very nice. The Cheerin. And I do want to get that new Cheerin card that came out with the Japan-only tournament prizes for a Black Bolt and White Flare, but it's like 120 bucks right now, so I will probably keep my eye on that for a while. But another great trainer card. Really, really cool. And Dragonite V. And then just a few more over here. Chandelure, Surfetch'd, Bill's Transfer, Kyurem V, Delmise V. Look at that hollow pattern. Like that radiating spiral around. Looks so nice. Archer for the Rockets Moltres. Very, very nice. Nothing on the back there. Archie. There he is. Looking good. It's a real shame they didn't have Jesse and James in this, but I mean, that's been talked to death now. I do have the Jesse and James trainer card. That's one of, like, you know, my favorite cards. So it's a shame, but at least they had one card that had Jesse and James on it, and I do already have that full art trainer. Proton, Team Rocket's Proton. Very odd character, but very cool as well. Duraludon V. And then just a few more here. Very nice. The Rockets Mewtwo with Giovanni in the background there. There's that other Lycanroc V. Crabominal V. Flygon V. And then the special illustration rare, right? Or, sorry, special art rare for Team Rocket out of the Glory Team Rocket, which has got all the characters listed on there. So, you know, the Rocket Grunt, Proton's back here, Archie, Ariana, what's his name? Was it oh man, I cannot remember his name. But yeah, he's back there, and then also the OG, the boss, Giovanni himself. Very, very nice. Oh, and one last guy who was up here. Necrozma V and Metagross V. Very nice. Let's get this off. It's disrespectful for Metagross to have that on him. All this tape. Very nice. Awesome. But thanks. Hope you enjoyed this mail day, and I'll have more to come. probably have another full-length video where it's kind of like a mail bag of a whole bunch of orders, and then also have some more shorts coming up that I got to get edited and posted at some point soon too. So far, for the most part, it's been Pokemon Mail Day shorts and some re-uploads from the first channel that I wanted to share and that I'm going to continue to kind of move over. And so just a quick recap if you're joining for the first time. I'm new to YouTube. I like to post things in regards to things happening on the internet, news today, money, finance, and stuff like that, but I post that on the main channel. And the second one is primarily for hobbies, vlogs, going to conventions, events, things like that. And so when I started out on YouTube, I didn't have a perfect niche in mind, but I did just want to start creating some sort of content and putting it out there. And I did find though that after a certain period of uploads and time, because I wasn't in some sort of perfect niche, that it almost seemed like the channel was getting kind of like black holed. So to alleviate that, instead of just stopping and completely focusing on one thing, which is probably the smarter idea to do, I decided, well, I'll just create a second channel, and even if it's not getting as much uploads, I can put stuff there that I still want to share with friends, family, and everybody else. And so I am a big Pokemon fan. It's a hobby that I recently got back into, and I'm probably going to make a introduction type video to that, and I'll be posting it on the Past My Prime Live YouTube channel as well. Kind of just getting back into the hobby and my opinion on the state of things. And I was someone who was there when the TCG first launched in game stores, in card shops, and things like that. I mean, I remember picking up the base set booster and getting it with my Christmas money way back then. I mean, that was over 20 years ago. And now here I am, past my prime, back into cards and making videos about them now. So it's been a long time since then. But till then, I've been Destined Prime, you've been you, and people, see you in the next one. Later.